Hello students, welcome back with a new topic for today is animal classification. Now what exactly is classification? First we have to know why it is necessary and what is classification. So classification is the process of identifying differences. Differences among whom? Differences among the organisms and placing them into the groups. Placing them into the groups that have similar characteristics. Now this is known as biological classification. Now living organism. Living organism are classified into two types. You might be knowing about prokaryotes. Prokaryotes. And the second one is eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are divided into kingdom called Monera. Prokaryotes are divided into the kingdom called Monera. This is the kingdom. And eukaryotes are divided into two types of organisms, that is unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular means single cell organisms and multicellular means many cell organisms. Next, unicellular organisms are divided into the kingdom Protista. This is the name of the kingdom. So I am writing down in the bracket. Unicell organisms are divided into the Protista kingdom. Multicellular, as I said you that with the cell wall, there are many multicellular cell walls, multicells. So they are, first of all, some are with cell wall and some are without cell wall. Some are without cell wall. Out of these two, the organisms which are with the cell walls are further divided into two kingdom again, which are known as fungi and another one which is known as plantae. So these are the two kingdoms with the cell wall. Next, without the cell wall. Now without the cell wall are the only kingdom which is known as Animalia. And yes, this is my topic for today. We are going to study about the animal classification. So we are going to study about the kingdom Animalia in the today's topic. So let's begin. This is the kingdom Animalia. Now what are the criteria for the system of classification? What are the criterias? There is many criterias, but the importance they have discussed is body symmetry. How their body is symmetrical. So body symmetry are of two types, that is asymmetry type, which you can take it an example as amoeba. They are asymmetry. The amoeba, and one more you can take it as paramecium. Have you seen amoeba and paramecium? How their body looks like? Amoeba is somewhat like this. This is with the nucleus. And paramecium, have you seen? Those are like this. So these are known as asymmetrical bodies with the irregular shape. The shapes are irregular. The shapes are irregular. That is why their body is asymmetry, known as asymmetry with the irregular shape. Next is known as symmetry. Now what is symmetry? Symmetry is nothing but the regular shape. As this is irregular shape, this is the regular shape of the organism. Now which are the regular shapes organism? There are many types, but out of this symmetry, there is one known as bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. Now in bilateral symmetry, example you can take it as human. If you divide the body, human and fish, If you divide a human body, suppose if this is a fish, and if I divide this body part into symmetry, both the parts are of regular shape. They are not irregular like amoeba and paramecia, but they are of regular shape, which means this is half, which I get suppose like this, and this is also half, which I get like this. So both are of symmetry. That is why it is known as symmetrical, which is known as regular shape. So this is of body symmetry. Next is in symmetry only. Next is radial. Radial, which means if you divide any parts of the body, suppose if this is a starfish, I am taking an example of starfish. So suppose if we divide any part of the body, any part, we'll get the same part like this. We'll get the same part. So this is known as radial symmetry, which we can be seen in the starfish. So kingdom Animalia, as you know the traditional method, kingdom Animalia are divided into two types known as non-chordates. And another one is known as chordates. This is the traditional methods of identifying the or classifying the kingdom Animalia. So what are non-chordates? Non-chordates are those organisms whose body is not supported by the notochord, which means notochord is not there. They are not supported by the notochord. So I'll write down the characteristic: body not supported by notochord. Next, nerve cord. Suppose if nerve cord is present, it is on the ventral side of the body. Nerve cord, if present, it is on ventral side of the body. Ventral side of the body of the organisms. Next, now how the nerve cord is here in non-chordates? It is solid and paired. It is in paired. Okay, and one more characteristic I'll write down is heart. How heart is present in the non-chordates and organisms? Heart, if it is present, it is on the dorsal side of the organisms of the body. Dorsal side of the organisms. These are the non-chordates. Now what are chordates? As I mentioned, non-chordates, these are not supported by notochord. If present, it is on the ventral side, solid and paired. Heart is on the dorsal side. Same is for chordates, but these are chordates. So body is supported by the nerve cord. So yes, it is supported. This first point is similar. Yes, it is supported. Here it was not supported by the notochord, but here it is supported by the notochord. Next point, nerve cord if present, it is on the ventral side of the body for non-chordates, and in chordates, nerve cord is on the dorsal side. This was on the ventral side. Here the nerve cord is on the dorsal side. This is on the dorsal side. Next, it is a halo. Here it was solid and pair in shape. Here it is halo. H-A-L-L-O-W. It is an halo. Next, heart is present. Here it was that if heart is present, but here the heart is present, and where the heart is situated, in this side the heart is situated on the dorsal side. Here the heart is situated on the ventral side of the body of the organisms. So this was about the non-chordates and chordates. You can also write down the differences between the non-chordates and chordates. You can explain the characteristic based on these. You can give some examples also of non-chordates and chordates. Now let's begin with the phylum. Now phylum of what? Phylum of chordates. So I'll begin with the phylum of chordates. So animal kingdom, as I explained, those are divided into non-chordates and chordates. So what are non-chordate? I explained you without the without the nerve cord, and the chordates with the nerve cord. So non-chordates are further divided into the phylums. They are further divided into non-chordates and chordates. Both are divided into the further phylums. Now what are phylums for non-chordates? First is Protozoa. Second is Porifera. Third is Cnidaria. C is silent with Cnidaria. Fourth, Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes. Fifth is Aschelminthes. Next is annelids. Some of those names you might be knowing and some you won't be. So I'll explain you each and every term. Next is arthropoda. Arthropoda. Next, mollusk. Mollusk or mollusca. Next, ninth is echinodermata. Echinodermata. Next, last one is known as hemichordata. So these are the 10 phylums of non-chordates. Now let's go to the chordates. Chordates phylums. So there are only 3, which is first is Urochordata. Urochordata. Second is Cephalochordata. Cephalochordata. Third is Vertebrata. Vertebrata. We can also call this as Craniata. Craniata. Now vertebrata means the name implies vertebrates and cranium. So these were the phylums of non-chordates and chordates. Now chordates are further divided into the classes. Now which are the classes of chordates? First is Cyclostomata. Cyclostomata. Second one is known as Pisces. Pisces, yes, you are right. Those are about fishes, the study of fishes. Next is Amphibia, or you can call it amphibians. Amphibia. Fourth is of Reptilia. Reptiles, study of reptiles, Reptilia. Fifth one is of Aves, which are birds. Sixth is of Mammalian, humans, elephant, etc. These examples you can take it for mammalia. So these are the classes of chordates: Cyclostomata, Pisces, amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammalia. Now vertebrata and craniata, as I explained you that those are related to vertebral column and cranium. So now let's begin with the classification or characteristic each of these non-chordates phylums. Let's begin with the study of protozoa. So next is phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. These are the organisms which have holes in the body. Next, those are the non-motile asymmetrical creatures. They are the marine organisms. Examples of phylum Porifera are sponges. Those are Cycon and Euspongia. I have already wrote the characteristic just to save your time. I'll show you the pictures of the different phylums. Next is phylum Cnidaria, which C silent. Those are mostly aquatic marine animals. Those are aquatic and mostly marine animals. Body is radially symmetrical. Animals, they reproduce by the budding, which is an asexual type of reproduction. Examples of phylum Cnidaria are corals, hydra, jellyfish and sea anemone. Next is phylum Platyhelminthes. Those are the flat ribbon-like bodies. They are bilateral symmetrical organisms. They are free living or parasitic in nature. Example are tapeworm, liver fluke, and planaria. Next is phylum Aschelminthes. These bodies are bilaterally symmetrical, parasitic with separate sexes. Most of these cause disease in humans. Example is ascariasis, which is known as roundworm. This disease is mostly known as ascariasis, which occurs in stomach. Next example is hookworm, pinworm, filateral worm. Next is phylum Annelids. These are the organisms with segmented worms. These bodies are cylindrical with bilateral symmetry. They reproduce sexually, but their sexes are not separate. Sexes whose are not separate is known as hermaphrodite. So I have marked, underlined what is known as hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite is nothing but sexes, those are not separate. Next, they are parasitic in nature. They are found in marine water, fresh water, or land. Example is leech and earthworm. Next is phylum Arthropoda. Arthropoda are the animals with the joint legs. They are cosmopolitan, which means found everywhere. Cosmopolitan is nothing but they are great in population and are found everywhere. They are bilateral symmetry. The body is bilateral symmetry. These are the largest group of animals found. Body is segmented, divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Their sexes are separate. Examples of phylum Arthropoda are prawns, butterflies, scorpion, and centipedes. As I said, they are cosmopolitan. So you know that butterfly, scorpion, and centipedes, they are in large number. They are huge in numbers. Next is phylum Mollusca. Those are aquatic unsegmented body covered in the shell. They are in the shell type. Bilaterally symmetrical but asymmetry in phyla. Phyla is an type of a mollusca. I'll show you in the diagram. Examples of those are snails, octopus, and oyster pearl. Next is phylum Echinodermata. Echinodermata are the organisms which are marine unisexual organisms. Body is unsegmented. They are hard with the radial symmetry. They have a regeneration capacity, which means they regenerate. They recreate themselves. That is example starfish. The last one phylum is Hemichordata. Those are the marine animals with the soft and unsegmented body. They are bilaterally symmetrical. They all possess the notochord in the embryonic stage only. They have the gill slit for respiration. They have gills like respiration. Example is known as Balanglossus. So this was about the phylum of the non-chordates. Next, I'll explain you the phylums of the chordates and the classes of the phylums. Next is phylum chordata. As phylum chordata, I have explained that they are further divided into subphylums. So first is subphylum Urochordata. Those are the marine animals. Body is covered by skin-like test or tunic. It is also known as tunic. They are hermaphrodite. Example Herdmania. Next subphylum is Cephalochordata. Those are small fish-like marine animals. Notochord is present throughout the body length. Pharynx is large with the gill slits. Those animals are unisexual. Example Amphiox. Next subphylum is Vertebrata and Craniata. As I said you before only, Vertebrata is related to vertebral column and Craniata is related to cranium, brain box. Notochord is replaced by the vertebral column. So the notochord gets replaced by the vertebral column here. Now your head is fully developed. Brain is protected by the cranium. Cranium is the brain box of the body. Some are jawless animals, that is example Agnatha, and with jaws. Some are with jaws, that is known as Gnathostomata. So the vertebra, the craniata are further divided into the classes. These are the classes. First is the class Cyclostomata. Those are the jawless mouth with the sucker. Their skin is soft without any scales on them. Those animals are ectoparasite, which means it feed on directly on the skin. Endo means inside and acto means outside. So those are the outside parasites. Example is Petromyzon or myxine. Next class of subphylum vertebra is the Pisces. Pisces, you might be knowing, those are related to fishes. So those are cold-blooded aquatic animals. They mostly live in marine and fresh water. They have paired and unpaired fins for swimming. Some have paired and some have unpaired fins for swimming. Respiration is done through gills in fishes. So we know that. Examples are Scoliodon, Rohu and shark. Next class. Next class is amphibia. They are strictly aquatic during their larval life. So when they undergo the larval stages, they are strictly aquatic and they perform aquatic respiration only. They live on land and water. Exoskeleton is absent in them. Neck is also absent in them. Examples are frog, toad and salamander. Next class of subphylum vertebra is the class Reptilia. Those are related to reptiles. Those are cold-blooded animals. They are terrestrial animals. They crawl or creep with weak or no limbs, or their limbs are not so much strong so that they can walk. So therefore they creep or crawl. Their skin is dry, rough and scaly. Those are unisexual and oviparous. Oviparous are nothing but they hatch eggs. Next, their external ear is absent. They do not have any ear. If have you seen some lizard or tortoise, they have a ear? No, they do not have any ear. So therefore, external ear is absent here. Example: tortoise, lizard, snake, etc. They do not have an ear. Next class is aves. Aves are adapted for the aerial life only. Throughout their life, they are adapted for aerial life only. Next, they are warm-blooded animals. Forelimbs are modified into wings. Their limbs are modified into the wings so that they can fly. These are related to birds. Aves are known as birds. They are unisexual, oviparous. As I said, they hatch eggs. Next, their jaws are modified into the beak. Beak. Next, examples you can take it for aves are pigeon, parrot, duck, any birds. Next, the last one is the class Mammalia. Mammalia, in mammalians, there are presence of mammary glands. They are warm-blooded animals. Animals are unisexual. Skin is covered with hair. Skin has sweat and oil glands. Example as we humans, elephant, bat and dolphin, etc. So these are the classification of chordates and non-chordates. Hope you have understood my video. If you have any suggestion, please do comment in the comment box. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.